Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. I am going to dedicate a couple of the shows to Thanksgiving vegetables. I don't know if I'm going to do turkey yet, but definitely I'm going to do a lot of sides, so keep watching. And I'm loving the requests you guys are sending, so thanks Shankar for asking for the mashed potatoes. I'm going to do 2-3 of his recipes that he has asked. So let's start with a Tarka mashed potatoes. Never eat boring, guys. Come on. All right, so we are going to start with 3 boiled potatoes, just simple. I boiled them. You can do that. 3 tablespoons of butter, and I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to make it a little more moist. Here's my garlic, because these are going to be roasted mashed potatoes, not just boring mashed potatoes. I have half and half. I'm going to use half a cup of this and regular milk or 2%, which is going to be 1 cup. And towards the end, I'm going to just give a little touch of chipotle seasoning. So it's not going to be very strong, but just a little touch of that. It'll give a, slight flavor. All right, guys, so the first step is mashing the potatoes. All right, potatoes are almost mashed. Now what I did is I put 2 regular potatoes and 1 red skin potato. You can leave the red skin with the skin or peel it off. I today peeled off everything. But at times I leave the red skin with the skin on. It gives a nice little texture. But some kids don't like the skin, so I decided to just clean it all up. All right, I think they're nicely mashed. What do you think? Little bit, if they're not creamy, it's okay. Texture is good. I love texture. All right, I think they're good. All right, now I'm gonna heat my 2 tablespoons of olive oil here and my butter, which is 3 tablespoons. Let's melt that, and I'm gonna add my garlic to it to roast the garlic. Garlic will give a really good flavor. And in the meantime, I'll just keep mashing them in case I've left a little chunk. I don't think I have. It's a good exercise for my hand too. All right, guys, let's be thankful this Thanksgiving. Lot bad has happened in this world, and I feel at times selfish just thanking because we have our loved ones while people have lost their dear ones. Obviously, it's not in our hand, but let's say a prayer for them and be grateful we are safe, and pray for our continued safety. All right, so here we are. My oil is ready. My butter is warm. I'm going to add my garlic to it. There we go. Now, I don't want to keep my fire too high, because I don't want my butter to burn. I still want it just softly golden. So you see it now sizzling. And I want the garlic to fully cook. You don't want any raw smell in your mashed potatoes. There you go. It's getting nice and goldeny, and goldeny, is that even a word? But I like that word, goldeny. Okay, I'm ready to add my mashed potatoes, and keep the fire really low when you add the potatoes so they don't burn. I want to give it just a few more seconds so the garlic is really roasted. Smells so good. All right, almost done here, guys. All the nice flavors, and Thanksgiving is just gonna make your house heavenly. Next I'm gonna cook green beans, so stay tuned for that too. That's gonna be another amazing dish. So it's getting nice and golden. I'm keeping my fire low. It's bubbly because of all the butter. Can you smell it? I can smell it. Okay. All right, I think we're in good shape because I don't want too burnt garlic. So I am gonna now add my potatoes. Now another thing one of my friends said is he adds anise seeds. Now you can do it. I've never done it, so I'm not gonna introduce that to you. But he's a good chef, so if you ever want to be a little more adventurous, add anise seeds to it. All right, here are my mashed potatoes going in. And my fire should be very low at this point. In fact, I'm going to turn it off just to be safe because I need to add other things. So let's add some milk and some half and half. Half a cup of half and half. Best is turn it off to be on the safe side. I generally go by as I need, so I'm going to start with half a cup, but if I think that it's not enough, then I'll add more. Alright, now I'm just going to stir it. And at the end, you guys can fluff it a little bit. So I'm going to use a little more of this to just blend in it. And then I just want to softly cook it. So I'm going to turn the heat back on. Very slow heat, and now I cook. Don't worry if the milk is looking too much, it will absorb. Do not panic if it looks like a soup. But the potatoes absorb, so you don't want them too thick, but as they dry out, they will stay moist. That's the fun thing with cooking is, you know, you can start with less and then you can add more as you go along, and there's never wrong. It's smelling really good. So I let it cook for a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit. Here you go. Looks like a soup, but I'm going to give it a nice boil. I'm going to add a little bit of chipotle seasoning, which is half a teaspoon of chipotle seasoning here. Ooh, it's a good flavor. And you can add more or less. I'm also going to add a little bit of crushed black pepper. So even the mashed potatoes have a nice flavor, and they're not boring. There you go. They just got pretty thick, and as they cool off, they're gonna get pretty thick. But you do not want them to dry. All this milk and half. You can also put cream, but I think half and half is better. All right, it's almost ready. Another minute, and my mashed potatoes are ready to go. I'm adding a little bit of salt towards the end. Salt is again optional if you guys like salt. Some people don't like salt at all. I add a little bit of salt, and just towards the end, so it tastes sort of fresh, I'm gonna just sprinkle a little more of my chipotle seasoning. You can get it anywhere. This is from Costco. It's a really good one. I add this to everything. My mother-in-law introduced me to this. Thank you, Mommy. But I love this. I add it to a lot of things to just a quick tarka. All right. Smells nice and spicy. Now, if you don't have it, you can also add red crushed pepper and black pepper. All right, here we are. I am going to serve it to you guys, some mashed potatoes. They look a little bit wet, but in half an hour, they will be pretty, not like crazy dry, but just perfect. You just don't want them super dry. Mashed potato ready for you guys. Tarka everything. Until next time. Love you guys. Bye.